Hey, what's going on, guys? King Rant here, back from the video on the channel, and today, Thanksgiving subs. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday of the year, and one of my best things about Thanksgiving. You see my spirit fingers going on right here because I get that excited. I love making Thanksgiving leftover sandwiches afterwards. I take food from wherever I'm eating, usually my parents' house. I go over there, and I take whatever I need and make sure I get some good bread, and I make some nice sandwiches. Always with that. Before I get into the sandwiches, of course, I have to get into, yes, you see the bottle here. Yes, I got a coldest water bottle. I had to try it. I did. And they say it didn't get cold. It stays cold, I should say. And a lot of, people within the industry were telling me about it. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to test this thing out. So I did. I went on a walk today. And I went on a long walk, about an hour and a half. And it's about 90 degrees here in Jersey. And I had it in my backpack the whole time. I would take it out. I swear to you, it stayed cold. I wanted to, lie and say something that it got warm. I was trying to prove it wrong. I'm going to test this thing out, though. I'm not putting this in the fridge ever. I swear to you, I'm not putting it in the fridge ever. But it did stay cold, and I swear to you, I've had this out the whole time. The house, I can feel the coldness on the inside. My hand still feels pretty good. And the ice cubes, scarily enough, are still intact, which I really don't understand. It's still cold. I put ice cubes in it before I went out. And I went on a walk, and the thing is still cold. It scares me. It's right. I know people say, they're doing this for what... It really did stay cold. I swear to you. My only gripe for this thing is... I was looking at the catalog, and they got gallon joints. I need the gallon joint. This 21 ounces, do you see me? I need the gallon joint. So I think I'm going to cop the gallon one. I'm not getting it for free. I'm just going to get it. Whatever. I'm just going to have to get it. But I was fortunate enough, I did get a discount code, and I'm doing a giveaway. The links will be below, so that's pretty cool. You want to try it, you can get a giveaway, you want to buy one. Someone actually already got one, but I appreciate it if you do. If you don't, it's really not a big deal to me. I'm not in it for that. I honestly, the bottle's dope, and I love red. They got, a bunch of different colors, so. Anyway, let me get back into the sandwiches. Thanksgiving sandwiches, for me, the only thing missing from these are mac and cheese. Now, I usually eat mac and cheese on the side of the sandwiches just because I don't want the sandwich to fall apart. But if you look at these real close, you can see there's one right here. That's got the stuffing, red pepper stuffing I made, the cranberry sauce. And if I flip, matter of fact, here, I did some this way for y'all so you can see it too. So there's the mashed potatoes. Obviously, the stuffing is in the back. These got integrity. They ain't going to fall apart on you now. So that's the whole sandwich. Now, the thing that I didn't put on it is the gravy. The gravy's right here. I got some mushroom gravy that I did. So I need to get into these sandwiches and shut up. I'm going to pour gravy all over everything, but I don't care because I love y'all. Gravy me, baby. Come on. Thicky. Oh, thicky. Thicky. Oh, look at the gravy. Don't fall. Oh, no, you can drip, 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 drip. Look, when you eating, it's supposed to drip. That sounds hard. I'm talking about a sandwich. I know somebody's going to say something different, but whatever. Ugh. You're so messy. You touch what I said? They are so messy. But it don't matter. When you do, you just gotta eat it. I season the turkey breast with garlic, Parmesan seasoning. Then I did more garlic. If you don't know, I really love garlic. In the mashed potatoes with chives. And the stuffing, I roasted red peppers to put in the bread mix. It kind of sweetens it up. And then cranberry sauce, you have to have cranberry. If you don't like cranberry sauce, I don't know. We need to talk. Obviously, the gravy is a must. I'm so glad that I shaved before I ate this. I shaved the mustache. I kept, a little bit of the beard. I just trimmed it down. Let me tell you, man. I'm just going to dunk these. Oh, yeah, right here. Look right here. That's what you need. That is what you... Hold on. I'm just so obnoxious. I'm sorry. But one of the biggest things I had to get over when I started eating on camera was I can't listen to myself chew. I absolutely cringe at myself chewing. I don't like it. I know it sounds weird. You're a guy who eats on camera all the time. I've eaten in live streams. I've eaten in mukbangs now. I've eaten in eating contests. I eat every day for my Instagram posts. When I'm editing my own videos, I can't listen to the chewing part. I will either fast forward it, or if need be, I'll edit it out. I can't listen to it. I don't like the sound of my own chewing, or anyone chewing it that much, but I know some people do like the ASMR stuff and stuff, and like, I've been asked to do it. I can't, like, I have to edit that. I can't do it. Makes me cringe. I cringe at the sound of my own voice. I don't like, I think most people are like that. You ever hear like a voicemail of yourself on like a video, and you're like, that's what I sound like? It messed me up to the point that if you watch my old content, my voice sounds different. I've developed like a radio voice without realizing it. And most content creators will tell you when they look at their original stuff that they think it's so bad. I agree. I think I sound weird. I kind of developed, like I said, like my voice now, it's more nasally, and I don't know how I did it, but I talk like this off camera. It's not like I turn it on. Like some people who do radio or content, they'll be off camera and they're like, yeah, man, we're going to the park. And all of a sudden, like, hey, guys, welcome to the new... That's not me. This is what I sound like. And my friend, Sam, I only have like 3 friends in real life because I keep my circle tight. But he calls me Chris Collinsworth because I don't know if you ever watch Monday night. It's Sunday Night Football, right? Anybody who watches football, I'm sure somebody's watching Sunday Night Football. Chris Collinsworth is the guy by Al Michaels, and he's always like, here is a guy. Oh, that's all he says. He says, here is a guy every 5 seconds when he's doing a video. Oh, no matter what. Like, especially when Peyton Manning was playing, he'd be like, here's a guy with Peyton Manning. I kind of have that in my voice. I don't know where it came from, but I can't turn it off. Like I said, I'm not faking it. I just developed it somehow. And it's really weird, but I can't stop it. My voice definitely didn't have as much, like, bass in my old videos. Like, I'm going to put a link up here if I remember. I might not. But if you go back to my original videos, listen to my voice and listen to how I talk. It is a lot different than how I speak now. It's so strange, man. Let me get in here, though. And also, I'm going to give y'all a little secret. I think this one is right. That's chicken. If you watched yesterday's video, the turkey was on sale, right? I was supposed to make Thanksgiving sandwiches with it, but I had chicken and it wasn't thawed out, so I used the turkey, like YOLO, right? Then I realized today, I was like, okay, you're making Thanksgiving sandwiches, and I'm like, I used half the turkey already. So there's like 2 or 3 sandwiches out of these 8 that are actually chicken, but weird enough, sometimes, not really Thanksgiving, but Christmas, I don't know how y'all do it. Let me tell you this. Like, culturally, Thanksgiving, everybody eats different stuff, right? But in black people's houses, there will always be mac and cheese. Like, it's not a meal. Mac and cheese in black houses are as a side dish. And for the most part, that kind of mac and cheese, the baked mac and cheese, if you have black friends, or you might look at, they do it in the South too. And I have some friends that aren't black that do it too, but for the most part, it's kind of like a culture thing. And that baked mac and cheese that you get on like Thanksgiving, like we only got it on holidays in my house. My mom was not making that because the mac and cheese took forever to make. She was sitting there with a little cheese, like my mom used like 4 different kinds of cheese. She had like a little secret she wouldn't tell me. I think she put an egg in it, like a scrambled egg, but I don't remember. I know she did some other stuff. There's no breadcrumbs, but the top gets a crust. And that's like the mac and cheese that we get. Collard greens were always at my house. If you're not familiar, is people always ask me, like, because I start talking about that kind of stuff, and I'm like, yo, what are collard greens? They're the greens of a collard. That's what it is. And they're always at my house. We use turkey, though, because my dad didn't eat pork. I'm not for religious reasons. My dad just didn't eat pork growing up, so we never ate it. So we always had collard greens. And we use like a turkey neck bone. I know a lot of people use a regular neck bone like a ham hock. We ain't use that. Always have cornbread. Always. And if you make cornbread at home, odds are you know the Jiffy box. You had to have a Jiffy box. Jiffy is a blue box. Go in any store. Go by where the cornbread is. I think it's like in the muffin section. And look at the little box. It's the Jiffy. I'm telling you right now. It's there. That's the box we always had. Now, when my family from the South would come, they were like, no, you can't use that. Had a cast iron skillet. We did too, but then they would do other stuff like with the bacon in it and the butter in it. We didn't do all that. We just used the Jiffy. We always had stuffing, which I know everybody has stuffing. Most people. We didn't do mashed potatoes, though. Never. We did candied yams. Sweet potatoes with the brown sugar and like 18,000 marshmallows on the top, and then they get kind of burnt with the fire. Some people like mash them, and some people get like the sliced ones. We did the mash. There was like the mash in my house. Some people did the sliced ones. I'll go to my other friend's house to do that. But again, that multicultural thing. I'd go to all my friends' houses and stuff. All my Hispanic friends that had this thing called pernil, which was like roast pork. And they eat like, it's like the biggest piece of roast pork you'll ever see, and it got this little flake, there's like shreds to it. It's like slow roasted with love. So I go over there and get that's why I was a fat kid. Like, I wasn't fat. I was chubby. I was pretty, but I was chubby though. Nah, I was just chubby. I wasn't pretty. But I go over to my friend's house to get pernil. Right? Yeah, I have the roast, the rice and beans. Right? I always had yellow rice. Every single time. It used to be so good. And then I had like my Italian friends. They would have like lasagna. Like pasta dishes. Antipasto. Like sausage they would have. The one universal thing was the turkey. But nobody... Did you eat the turkey? Like, did anyone care about the turkey? Turkey's supposed to be like a centerpiece of Thanksgiving. And it's like the thing I cared the least about. I don't know how you guys were, but whenever I had the turkey, like, I would get like a courtesy amount. I'd get like 1 or 2 pieces, like that's it. And then it would load me up on sides. I would get the biggest side of mac and cheese. And anybody who's like been around me for a while, I eat mac and cheese all the time. Like there's no exception. But now that my sister cooks instead of my mom, we got some West Indian stuff going on too. So there's like oxtails. I don't even know what oxtails are. It's literally an oxtail. But they're like a circle. And it's got like meat. And you cook it in like this gravy. It makes a gravy. I know how to make oxtails, but they take a very long time to make. And they're really not that good for you. As far as like the macros are terrible. So I don't really eat them. Plus you gotta go like a specialty store to get them. And around here you have to go like to where all the West Indians are. And I just don't have time to drive all the way out there. Like, I can't go to like Walmart and get oxtails. They're not there. So we have like that. Or goat. I don't know if y'all like goat. Goat is delicious. I know it sounds crazy for people who like, because there's a lot of, sometimes I tell people like, yeah man, like curry goat. And they're like, what? Goat? Yeah, goat. People have goat cheese. What's the difference? Y'all try to be fancy. In Jamaica, we eat iguana. I would never eat it. I never tried it, but it's there. And then I go to like my Polish friend's house. Mad pierogies, like little dumplings kind of thing. Oh god. Yeah. This is so much easier without food and corn mustache too. Come on. That's such a problem. This thing's hella easy to open too. What is one handle? But I don't know if you know this about me. Like a lot of people will be like, yo, keep the beer, keep the beer, keep the beer. And every time I try to grow my hair or grow my beard, it gets to a certain like point, I feel dirty and I cut it off every single time. Believe it or not, my early years in college, I wanted to grow dreads. I was gonna do it. So you have to get like grow your hair out to like a little afro, and you gotta twist them so they lock. And you gotta keep doing it. I lasted maybe 3 months. No Shave November. Never finished it. Is that what it is? No Shave November, right? Never finished it. Like, especially the mustache. I can't do it. Like, I don't know how people have... Like, shout out to everybody who rocks the beard and y'all like beard gang. And every time I grow my beard, I get so many compliments. People like the way it looks. I can't do it. Like, I feel dirty. Like, you always gotta be brushing it and like stuff gets caught in it. And I genuinely can't do it. And I try so hard. I think long hair is dope. I can't do it. I haven't even been to the barbershop since I was probably like 17. Because I never went in college. I would just take the buzzer. And I've been doing it ever since. You know, because I wore hats all the time anyway. And I still do. I know people like giving me crap for that. But what you're seeing in my head is just buzz. That's all it is. I don't need to shape ups anymore. The only time you see me wear a shape up is if I have to go somewhere, like a wedding or something, and you know, I know I can't wear a hat. Because if I can wear a hat, I will wear a hat. Always. It's very rare from elementary school, which I have like class pictures and stuff, but if it's a picture of me just chilling, is I have a hat on my head. Every time. My only thing that changed was the type of hats I wore. In high school, I used to wear fitted hats, and I wear visors, right? I used to wear the visor. I thought visors were dope. You wear them like backwards, like, you know, I don't know. Now I started wearing beanies. Like just regular beanies. I wear slouch ones now, but I wore like beanies. Started wearing those in college. And I wear fitteds, but I started wearing them like oversized. You know, like it's an East Coast thing. You get like, this is an old thing. We don't do it no more. In the East Coast, what we used to do is you get an oversized fitted, and it'll be like over your eyes. Like if your fitted hat size was like a 7.5, then you would rock like a 7 5/8, and just put it all the way over your head. So there's pictures of me with that. Then snapbacks got cool, so I started wearing snapbacks a lot. And then I don't know where I got the slouch beanie thing from. I wear like slouch beanies where they're like baggy, but they kind of like hang off the back of your head. That was just a random one. But I like them better than regular beanies. But always wore hats. I used to get in trouble in high school for wearing hats on a daily basis. Didn't matter. I used to do, excuse me, I burped. I hate that. The morning show, our school had like a TV channel. So my first period of class, like my junior year and my senior year, was TV. TV production, something like that. So I was like the anchor. You know, I'd sit down to the morning show. Good morning. You know, I'm Dave, blah, 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 blah. I used to have a hat on doing the morning show. You couldn't wear sleeveless shirts. I'd be wearing basketball jerseys and a hat in class. There's a picture of me. I wish I still had my yearbook. I lost it in the fire. I'm going to see if I can find it one day from somebody, one of my friends I'll catch up. There is a picture of me in the yearbook, in chemistry class, with the goggles on, doing an experiment with a hat and a St. John's basketball jersey on. Dress code violation in the yearbook. Because I didn't care. I was that guy. I used to keep a spare hat. So I knew my teacher, my math teacher, when I walked around, our school was like a big L. In every way you could think of. It was an L. But the way it was shaped, like there was a bend in school. And I would always walk past, and I used to like try to hide in the cut, but I never got away with it. She would like sneak up on me and grab my hat and take it. Right? And I knew she was going to do it, so I started catching on to it. So what I would do is wear a hat in the hallway that I didn't really want to wear. I would switch it, have like the beater hat on. She would take that one. I'd take 10 more steps. She would like come get me after class, because she didn't like steal it. You know, I wasn't supposed to have it on, so they took it. So I had a backup hat on, baggy jeans. You could fit a hat in your pocket back then. Now you can't do that with these, you know, skinny jeans. I'd put another hat on, keep moving. College, you're allowed to wear hats in class. Always had a hat on. And I said this last time, even in the warm-ups before games, and I know I have a picture of that because it's digital, I am wearing We had like the pregame walkthrough the day before. You go to the team stadium to see the stadium. So I guess they're like supposed to like calm your nerves, especially if you've never played there before. So you like have a walkthrough on their stadium, whatever. So there's pictures from like the newspapers that I have like copies of, because like our media director would give like a CD with all your pictures in it if you were cool with them. So I got one, and I'm in the warm-ups wearing my camo hat. No one else has a hat on but me. I don't know why people thought like I was like I got away with hats, because I guess they just came attached to my head. Team breakfast or pregame breakfast. I never ate because like I always fasted, but I would go in there with my hat on. Nobody else said anything. Nobody else tried it. I would have a hat on the whole meal. And here I am, the captain of the team, it's a senior, with a hat on, a walking dress code violation. So I know people like to give me crap, you know, which I get. Oh, he's got a hat on. I just like hats, man. Like, to me, a hat is a part of your outfit. Like, some people just put on a t-shirt, pair, you can call it an outfit. But for me, from the hat all the way to your shoes, your socks, that's all it counts. Like, my belts match. You know what I mean? Like, I got to coordinate. So I got like different colored hats. If I go out and I got like, you can find like pictures of me, especially when I was going out all the time. I got a green shirt on, right? With like a green hat with like, or like a green with the yellow trim and a hat with the yellow trim. I always like would match it up like outfit. And it was no different at any point other than that. National championship game I played in when I was a junior. There's a picture of me warming up in the game. Before the game, go on the field, came out on my head. Anybody who has a picture of me without a hat on, you're either someone I've dated or like my parents. Or like you found me at a formal. Like I didn't wear a hat to the prom. You know what I mean? Or like when my friends got married, I didn't wear a hat. I don't have a hat on. I went to like 4 weddings, not in 2020, but last year. No hat. Other than that, I like hats. You know? Like, my uniform. My home uniform. I put a shirt on to do this video. But when I'm in my house, whether it's summertime or the middle of winter, I'm walking around with no shirt, a pair of sweats or shorts depending on the season, and a hat. I take my hat off, literally, when I'm about to go to sleep. I put my hat on the nightstand. That's how serious it is. And it's just, it's not like I just like hats. It's weird. I just feel comfortable with hats on. It's not like, oh, well, like, I don't know. I never really even noticed it until people started to point it out on social media. Then all of a sudden it was like, yo, take your hat off. And I'm like, why? So now I really won't take my hat off because why? You know what I'm saying? But I'll tell you what's under it. A shaved head. Not like a big razor, just a buzz. I have like the buzzer, the home buzzer, and that's it. I don't have like a haircut. Why would you get a haircut if you wear hats all the time? It's a waste of money. And I'll be spending like $100 a month on a haircut. Some people around here I know do. They go to the barbershop like every week. Man, it's Tuesday, Thursday, I get my haircut. Like, I feel you. I'm not even judging you for it. But I can't live like that. If I go out and a place you can't wear hats, I wear a hat on. That's all. If I can wear a hat's on. So if I go like a club, which I don't really go to clubs like that anymore, but when I used to, I'll have a hat on. So the truth is out there somewhere. I think there's hatless videos of me on this channel. Somewhere. Not that I care. But I feel like, I don't know whether people are trolling me or whatever it is. They're like, take your hat off. And I'm just like, for what? Like, I'm here eating some food. Like, why does it matter about what I have on my head? You know. The trolling stuff doesn't really, like, bother me. There are certain days, yeah, for sure. Where it's not necessarily that it bothers you. It's just, I think I said this before, man. Like, imagine being anybody where your day-to-day, your normal stuff, like whether you got stuff going on or like that day you just, you know, you have those days you wake up on the wrong side of bed. Like as soon as you wake up, like the alarm didn't even fit right. Like you get out, like the floor is cold and you gotta wake up and go to the bathroom, the toilet's cold and the shower and the hot, like, you know, and you just find yourself getting irked at like really like dumb stuff. You know those days. Everybody has them. Like human beings have those days. Nobody is all the time. So on those kind of days, most people will keep away from people. You know, they go home after the day's over, they'll be chill on the couch. They don't talk to nobody. Or maybe you do. You have a husband or a wife or like a sister, brother, girlfriend, whatever. Boyfriend, whatever. Like, and you get home in that day and they're just like nagging you and you're like, you know, I don't need this today. You know what I mean? It's not like they're like, you're mad. It's just like, excuse me. But you're just like, not today. You know what I'm saying? So like on those days where I have that, because I post content on a daily basis, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, now I'm doing daily content. And on those days when I'm just like not in the mood, and then somebody will say something like really like, I don't know, like now a lot of people will comment now about my utensils. Because I always use little forks and a little spoon, so I got like a medium-sized wooden spoon. I used it in the Juicy Platters video. And now people are like, what's with the spoon? What's with the spoon? And it's not annoying. But then somebody will be like, that spoon is dumb. And I'm just, in my head, like, I'm not mad, but I'm just like, really? Like, you're mad at a spoon, bro? You know what I mean? Like, so, you just don't want to deal with it. People say a lot worse than that, of course. And I'm not one of those people that don't understand. Like, I get that comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. You can't, no matter what, if you're a person, you can have, whether you have 100 followers, 1,000,000 followers, no matter what, but you're out there and people that you don't personally know, you have that kind of account where you're interacting with people you don't personally know, there's just bound to be people that have something to say. And it could be about nothing. It's just going to come. So, anytime I talk to like an aspiring content creator, you want to start doing content, you know, you don't do it yet, but you want to start making content, one of the biggest pieces of advice I tell them is, if you have thick skin, do not do it. Or I shouldn't say thin. I shouldn't say thick. If you have thin skin, like you're easily offended, don't do it. Because when there's eyes on you, people will notice things you didn't notice about yourself. For example, the fact that I always have a hat on. Which doesn't bother me, but it could be, I don't know, like a zit on your face or whatever. But everything you do is in the public eye. I'm not saying it like a celebrity sense, but you get a zit, everybody's going to go, hey, what happened to your face? You get a cut in your face, hey, what happened to your face? Like, I have a scar on my face. People every day, hey, tell me about your scar. It's not rude, but at the same time, it's like, hi. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just like, I don't, like, have we met? You know, it's something that you have to get used to. So, I definitely think if you have something you're passionate about, even if it's Legos, like, make the content. But understand, especially if you're a face behind the content. Like, if your account is a foodie account where you're not showing yourself, you're not going to deal with that as much. Because people will talk about your food, but not you. You know what I mean? Because you're not there. So, if you're doing like a meme account and things like that, you're not dealing with people talking about you. But if you're going to put your face out there like I did, like my face is front and center in every video that I do, like this is what you see. So, not everybody's going to like you. No matter who you are, there will be someone out there that just doesn't like you. That you didn't really do anything to. You just exist. Or maybe they don't like the way your face looks. Or maybe they think you think you're too cool. something. Like, it's gonna happen. And you have to be able to handle that. Because some people genuinely, it bothers them. Like, you know, over the years I've been cool with different content creators and stuff, and some of them get genuinely upset by it. You know, they'll start, you know, taking screenshots of it and they put it on their stories, or they'll send it to you and be like, I can't believe this person said. I've been called every name in the book, and a lot of times I laugh at it, you know, but people will try to hurt you. People out there will genuinely, they enjoy it. What they get out of their day is, it makes their day to make you mad, to get under your skin, you know. I have dabbled in Twitch, but since this whole, you know, quarantine thing started, I found myself watching Twitch streams, you know, different people that I might like, you know, whatever, YouTubers or things that I've watched, and they're streaming. So, like, let me see what this person's really like outside of, you know, making a YouTube video. Because most people's YouTubes are, excuse me, I'm sorry, I hate that. Like, you know, they're heavily edited. So, like, you're not seeing who they are. It's more who they want you to see. But when someone streams, like, you can't help it. You will eventually show who you are the more you do it. You know, if you're a person who's a jerk, you'll eventually become a jerk. Because people are going to bring it out of you. You know, you can't fake it. Streaming as much as you can fake a video on YouTube or a blog or something, because you're controlling what you want people to see about you. Whereas a stream, you say or do something stupid, it's done. It's out there. So, I'm watching these streams, different YouTubers and stuff, and, you know, some of them out there are pretty popular, have like 1 million subscribers and things of that nature, and there's people in the stream, like, F you, F you, F you, F you, ban me, just writing ban me over so you want basically to get banned from the stream because that makes your day. I never understood that. I never got it. And it kind of like makes me feel a little better because I live streamed a lot on Instagram and I dealt with a lot of that. A lot of it. And the funny part is a lot of times that same person that's saying ban me will come back a day later and be like, hey man, I'm sorry. I was just saying some toxic stuff. Can you please unban me? Like, you literally wrote ban me. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just like that. There's a lot of times where I'll post a story, you know, like, someone will be like, I'll post a story and it's like of like my dog. And they'll say something rude about my dog. And that's the only thing, and I probably shouldn't say this because someone's going to do it, but whatever. The only thing that gets me triggered is if someone says something about my dogs or things like that. Like, if I posted a picture of like my parents, somebody says something rude about my mom, like, that's just crossing the line. Say what you want to me. You know, I've had friends on my live streams and they get abused. And I don't like that. Like, I can handle it. Like, I signed up for this, so I have to take a certain amount of abuse. Like, it's just a part of the game. And I'm hip to that. But there was one live stream I had, and that particular day wasn't really a great day, but I was streaming regularly at this point, and I was like, okay, let me cook and hop on the stream so I can kind of relax. And my dogs were behind me, and someone said something that was like really rude about my dog, and I was just like, all right guys, like, I'll see you later, and I turned the stream off. You know, I wasn't mad, but at the same time, like, my dogs are like my children, so it's like talking about someone's kids, which I think is completely messed up. You never do that. I would never do, like, I don't talk about anybody negatively, to tell you the truth, but I get that people do that. Like, 9 times out of 10 people that say rude stuff, they're not people that are owning it. Like, it's a burner account, you know, it's a picture, like on Twitter it's an egg, on Instagram it's like that silhouette, on YouTube it's just like the letter, you know. A lot of times it's a burner account. And I usually will try to empathize with that fact that the person that's doing the trolling and saying the rude stuff, like, a lot of times they have their own, I've said this a lot, but they have their own stuff, you know. So if you want to use me as a piñata to make you, like, feel better, like, go ahead. I don't know if people dislike that I'm happy. You know, you can say what you want about my food. Like, I understand that stuff I make is pretty weird. Like, look at this. But as far as me as a person, I think the perception of me and the reality of me are two different things. Like, I'm not perfect, and there's days that I might say stuff back to some rude people because I don't feel like hearing it, and I'm just like, all right, let's go. You know, I stopped doing that as much just because it's not worth the time. But I don't say anything negative to anybody just out of the blue. I see things I don't like on social media. You know, things I'm on my explore page, just like everybody else. You know, I browse on social media every now and then. I tend not to. I'm not really on social media except for when I use it, which is weird. I've never really liked social media, and now I'm involved in it. Which if you told me 4 or 5 years ago that I would be doing anything like this, I would say you were crazy because I don't know how that's still cold. Like, seriously, this thing's been out for. I'm not even joking. It's 2:30 in the morning right now here, like Eastern time. I went on my walk at about 5. And I've had this out the whole time. It hasn't sweat at all. I'm not even, like, this is not, I'm not getting, this is not, like, promo stuff at this point. Like, I'm just talking about it. But it's weird, man. Like, it really is. But I don't even know what I was saying now. Whatever. Look at that. Like, it's this smoke coming out of here. Can you see that? Can you? Whatever. There's smoke coming out of the top because it's like a experiment. Oh! See, I need the gallon, man. Look what happened. I just spilled my own drink. I don't even know what to do. I got some wipes over here. I gotta try to clean this up real quick. I don't edit my videos, bro. This is staying in. I got drinks with this too because it's at the top. God, that's an L, bro. I gotta get that gallon joint. That wasn't even that much like liquid, bro. I need that gallon. I gotta get the gallon. Because this is dope, but this is not enough for me. Like, I definitely need that gallon. Why would you even make 20 ounces? Like, what's the purpose? Whatever. But yeah, you know, as far as like the content creation stuff goes, anybody out there who's aspiring, you're creating content, you want to start. I'm not at the top of the hill. Not even close. YouTube, I'm just getting started on YouTube. I have done barely anything on YouTube. Instagram I've been on for a pretty decent amount. But as far as YouTube goes, consistently, I haven't really done anything. You know, I started for maybe a week, like 3 months ago. And then like 3 years ago, I did like a couple of stuff. But other than that, then nothing. But, you know, so. But if you're aspiring to be a content creator, I will tell you this. Make sure you're passionate about what you're doing because it shows in your work. Don't do it for the clout. If you're doing any of this stuff, any of it, because you aspire to be famous, don't do it. That's not why you should be doing this. I had no interest in ever gaining a following. It was never something that I was like, oh, if I do this, I'm going to get to, you know, I never even thought about it, to be honest. I get made fun of by some of you. I know it's just good-natured fun. Like, I'm not, like, you know, mad about that kind of fun. I give you crap, you give me crap. As long as you can take it, I'll give it back. That's cool with me, but I get made fun of for this, but I genuinely love food. Like, always been passionate about food. Trying new things, different kinds of snacks, making new stuff, making weird stuff. And I tied it in with, like, my diet and stuff, you know. But I love it. Even when I wasn't doing this right now, what I'm doing, I was doing it off camera. I was eating my meal off camera going, man, this is good. Watching TV, sometimes with friends, sometimes not. Watching TV and my friends like, this is good. Yo, that's what I do. The lifting weights and cleaning plate series. I can't wait to get started on that again. Now we can't do it because we can't go inside a restaurant, which is a big part, and go inside a gym, which is a big part. But I genuinely can't wait because that's what me and my best friend did for years. The live streams where me and him are talking and just like shooting the crap, you know, and like kind of eating fast food after going out. That's what we did. That's what we did without cameras. The only difference now from then is I put a camera in front of me. But nothing that you're seeing here is something that I'm like, oh man, I gotta cook. Oh man. Are there days I don't feel like cooking? Yeah. But I'm never like, oh, I gotta, do this content. I hate doing this kind of stuff. I never regret. Like, it's like, going to the gym. I never regret going to the gym. I never regret cooking. I'm passionate about it. You think I don't get excited when Popeyes comes out with a new sandwich? Or when Pizza Hut, or just like the shakaroni? I was thinking about that shakaroni for 3 days, bro. I knew what I was doing. I'm like, yo, shakaroni drop. I gotta get it. I walked past that Papa John's like 4 times, because there's one like, when I go on my walks, I see the Papa John's. I'm like, yo, I'm copping this pizza. I was ready. So when I bit the pizza, and I'm like, that's what my hopes and dreams were in that pizza. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're a gamer, a foodie, fashion, there's people that have channels about, like, teaching, like, what, if you're passionate about something, yeah, create content on it, for sure, because you might not realize what you bring to the table with it. Like, I never thought of myself as someone that people want to watch eat. Like, nah, I never was like, even this mukbang thing, I know it's really popular now, but I never was like, yo, I want to be a mukbang. It's just not who I am. So, I would think, and a lot of the content creators that I like, and I'm not going to single anybody out because I don't want to forget anybody or, promote anybody. Like, but there are, of course, content creators that I like, whether it's food or gamers or whatever. The thing I like about them is that energy. It's that passion. Because they care. You're not doing it. Yes, it's a job, but it doesn't feel like one. So if you are a person who's passionate about something, make it your job. I'm not telling you to quit your real job, but start doing stuff about it on the side. And then, who knows? In 4 years, you might be able to transition into making that your full-time job because it's your hobby and it's something you're doing anyway. Food and cooking was my hobby in the first place. So, yeah, I love making it my job. It'd be great. And the truth is, and I don't know about it, but the truth is, the more that I make these videos, the more that I make content, the more that I'm on YouTube, the more that I'm interacting, the more that I want to make this my job. And it's hard for me because I have a business that I've had for 7 years. But I love that too. But I love this as much. So I've been doing a balancing act for the past year. But because of the quarantine aspect, I haven't been able to work. I work in the fitness industry. I haven't been able to do it. So now I'm going more into this. And it's like, I'm loving it. I love eating in front of a camera. Like, I love eating food and talking. Like, this is what I do anyway. So put a camera here and let's shoot the crap. And I'm sure there'll be live streams coming and things like that. I just got to work out the kinks. I'm telling you right now, if Instagram puts ads and they allow you to put them up there like that, I'm in there. I'm not going to start doing something that is like a full-time job unless I'm, like, getting paid for it because it's going to cut into my real life job. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm one of the other reasons why I stopped live streaming was because I was up till 4 in the morning doing live streams, exhausted. And then I was starting to be exhausted at work. And I'm like, I know I love doing it, but I can't do it and take money off, like, food off of my table. Not just necessarily money, but yeah, I have bills to pay. Like, I don't live with anybody. This is all me. Like, I don't pay a cable bill. There ain't no cable. You get what I'm saying? Like, my dogs don't eat if I don't bring home money. So if it cuts into that, but now with this, so I might full send it, man. Watch this space because you never know. Like a year from now, I'm like, yo, remember when I decided to go full send? Like this moment is definitely coming because I'm enjoying it. But that is gonna be it for today. That was absolutely delicious because I like all the food I make, contrary to some people. I'm just trolling when I say that, but it doesn't make me mad. Nothing really makes me mad about, like, people are like, yo, you like your food so much, and yeah, I do. Like, I'm not mad about that. Yeah, I do. Why don't be mad I like my food? You know what I'm saying? But that's gonna be it for today. Tomorrow, have some more content for you. Try and do content every day. Like I said, there'll be mukbangs. Whether I cook it, I'll be cooking videos. I'm doing more reviews. I got a review I already did I'm going to edit that. That will more than likely be the video that comes out, not, well, obviously, but the day after when you see this. So how's that? But it's your boy King Shrats. Let me put this out of the way so I can get in there. I love y'all. Thank you if you watched, if you made it this far. I don't know how you listen to me ramble, but I love you. You specifically, whoever the hell is behind that phone device or computer, or whether you're on, I watch YouTube sometimes while I'm cooking and stuff, so maybe you do that and you do the podcast kind of stuff. But I love y'all, man. Seriously, it's been real. It's been your boy King Stress, the hand signs that made it to YouTube.